The Marvel Cinematic Universe is a huge, connected movie world that's usually broken down into phases. The first 3 phases were all part of the Infinity Saga, which was all about the powerful Infinity Stones and the big fight against the villain Thanos. The first phase of the MCU ran from 2008 to 2012 and had 6 movies: Iron Man, The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, The First Avenger, and The Avengers. It all kicked off with the 2008 movie Iron Man, which introduced us to Tony Stark and launched the biggest movie franchise ever. At first, they didn't really plan for a shared universe. The scene with Nick Fury at the end of Iron Man was just a little nod to comic book fans. But the movie was such a huge hit that it set the stage for the whole MCU. This phase focused on the origin stories of the original 6 Avengers. The main villains were guys like Ironmonger, Loki, and Red Skull. The big finale was The Avengers, a movie that brought all the heroes together and was a massive success. Phase 2 came next from 2013 to 2015 and also had 6 movies. It really expanded the world, introducing new heroes and exploring the universe beyond Earth. The movies were Iron Man 3, Thor: The Dark World, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers: Age of Ultron, and Ant-Man. This phase brought in more Infinity Stones, the Power Stone in Guardians of the Galaxy, and the Reality Stone in Thor: The Dark World. It also brought in some truly unforgettable characters and stories. We got to meet new faces like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the whole cosmic crew of the Guardians of the Galaxy such as Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax, Rocket, and Groot, and even Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, and Vision in Avengers: Age of Ultron. Speaking of Avengers: Age of Ultron, this movie saw the team face a major threat they actually created themselves. Ultron, an AI program meant to be a global peacekeeping force, was a joint project between Tony Stark and Bruce Banner. But Ultron became sentient and decided that the only way to save the world was to wipe out humanity. One of the most epic moments was the creation of Vision, a synthetic being that Ultron was building for himself. The Avengers fought over it, but in a dramatic scene, Thor used his lightning to combine with Iron Man's energy and bring Vision to life, who then proved his heroic nature by being able to lift Thor's hammer, Mjolnir. This was a time when the MCU really started to find its voice and show just how much variety it could have. It also started branching out into TV shows, first with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and then the gritty Marvel Netflix shows like Daredevil. The third phase was the big climax of the Infinity Saga, running from 2016 to 2019 with a whopping 11 films. Captain America: Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Spider-Man: Homecoming, Thor: Ragnarok, Black Panther, Avengers: Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Avengers: Endgame, and Spider-Man: Far From Home. This phase introduced more complex characters and storylines, all building up to the huge showdown with Thanos in Infinity War and Endgame. The phase kicked off with Captain America: Civil War, a film that tore the team apart and established the ideological rift between Captain America and Iron Man over the Sokovia Accords. This deep-seated conflict made the final showdown in Endgame even more personal and emotional. Avengers: Infinity War was a game-changer, ending with a shocking cliffhanger as the villain Thanos actually won. He collected all 6 Infinity Stones and, with a single snap, wiped out half of all life in the universe. This devastating ending set the stage for Avengers: Endgame, a film about hope, sacrifice, and second chances. The remaining heroes worked together to find a way to reverse the snap, culminating in one of the most epic final battles in cinematic history. The film also marked a tragic and heroic conclusion for Tony Stark, who sacrificed his own life by wielding the Infinity Stones to defeat Thanos once and for all. It was a massive success, with films like Black Panther getting nominated for Oscars, and Avengers: Endgame becoming the highest-grossing movie of all time. New chapter began with Phase 4 from 2021 to 2022. Following a brief hiatus in 2020, the MCU embarked on its current storyline, the Multiverse Saga, which explored the aftermath of the Infinity Saga through a blend of 7 films and numerous Disney Plus series. A key development was the reintroduction of characters from the Netflix universe, with Daredevil appearing in films and television. The 7 films in this phase were Black Widow, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Eternals, Spider-Man: No Way Home, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Thor: Love and Thunder, and Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Phase 5 is part of the overarching Multiverse Saga and is currently scheduled to run from 2023 to 2025. It kicked off with a bang and has been steadily rolling out new movies and series that continue to expand this ever-growing universe. The phase began with the theatrical release of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania in February 2023, which threw us headfirst into the quantum realm and properly introduced the formidable Kang the Conqueror. This was followed by the emotional and action-packed finale for a beloved team, with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 arriving in May 2023. Later that year, the team-up film The Marvels brought together Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau, and Ms. Marvel for a cosmic adventure in November 2023. In 2024, we got the highly anticipated Deadpool and Wolverine in July, which officially brought the Merc with a mouth and a very angry Wolverine into the main MCU timeline. Looking ahead, the cinematic journey continues with Captain America: Brave New World in February 2025, marking Sam Wilson's first solo film as the new Captain America. This will be followed by the intriguing Thunderbolts in May 2025, which promises to unite a team of anti-heroes for a covert mission. On the small screen, Phase 5 has been just as active with a slate of Disney Plus series. 2023 gave us the spy thriller Secret Invasion and the second season of the fan favorite Loki. In 2024, we saw the gritty Echo series and the magical return of Agatha Harkness in Agatha All Along. The animated series What If also continued to explore new realities with seasons in 2023 and 2024. The series slate continues into 2025 with the animated show Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, the highly anticipated return of the Man Without Fear in Daredevil Born Again, and the introduction of a new hero in Ironheart. With all of these films and series, Phase 5 is set to conclude in 2025, setting the stage for the next saga of the MCU. Phase 6 is set to bring a new era of storytelling to the big screen and Disney Plus, with a mix of familiar and new characters, including the recently released The Fantastic Four: First Steps, a new Blade, and an untitled Vision series. But as the Multiverse Saga comes to an end, all eyes are on Avengers: Secret Wars. The long-awaited film, directed by the Russo Brothers, is expected to bring all the various threads of the multiverse together. In a groundbreaking development, this epic conclusion will reset the MCU, returning it to a single cohesive timeline, making it easier for new and existing fans to follow. The Russo brothers, who brought us Infinity War and Endgame, are back to helm both Avengers: Doomsday and Secret Wars, which are set to be the biggest films in the franchise's history. This return to a singular timeline promises to simplify the continuity and allow the franchise to move forward with a fresh slate, while also incorporating fan-favorite characters like the Fantastic Four and the X-Men. Now that you know the future of the MCU, it's time to get ready. Rewatch your favorite films, catch up on the latest series, and prepare for the epic conclusion of the Multiverse Saga. The future of the MCU is here, and it's time to be a part of it.